The issue of reviewing the constitution in Kenya has been and remains a veritable game of musical chairs. Every time the country seems to be making 2 steps forward in the review of the constitution, politicians take the process back 3 steps. After the recent constitution of the Committee of Experts to come up with a draft constitution, hopes were raised among Kenyans that finally a new constitution was in sight. But it appears the politicians are determined to throw the spanner in the works. A fresh standoff has emerged over how to proceed. President Kibaki's Party of National Unity PNU is proposing that a package of minimum reforms be enacted even as the country awaits the overhaul of the constitution.
There are things in Kenya that need not wait for a new constitution.
But the ODM chairman Henry Kosgei says his party wants nothing to do with minimum reforms, even alluding that PNU has a hidden agenda.
The attempt of trying to bring in minimum reforms is to scuttle the whole process, so that actually at the end of it all, the total constitution which Kenyans want is really shelved.
The irony is that in the run-up to the 2007 general election, PNU resisted calls for minimum reforms, insisting that any reforms would have to wait for the total overhaul of the constitution. ODM, on the other hand, was adamant that there was need for reforms ahead of the general election. Even the Committee of Experts is opposed to calls for minimum reforms.
I would advise members of parliament that we undertake this comprehensive constitutional reform for once and all.
Perhaps this is the kind of cat and mouse games that former President Moi had foreseen when he told Kenyans he did not see Kenyans having a new constitution soon. However, ODM says it is not opposed to the institutional reforms, especially those recommended in the Waki, Kregla, as well as agenda of the National Peace Accord. These include police, judicial and electoral reforms. The promise was 100 days, but years down the line, Kenyans are still waiting for a new constitution. As the 2 parties continue to flex their muscles, the question is, are we going to wait for more years? Michael Njenga reporting for Citizen TV.